I'm Corbett Wall with DV Auction, here with your feeder flash for Thursday, January the 27th, brought to you in part by Norbrook. In today's tough economic environment, the wide availability of Norbrook's products offer livestock veterinarians and producers more convenient, economical solutions to manage the health care needs of their livestock. For more information, go to norbrook.com. Rate hikes. We knew they were coming, and now we're pretty sure they're coming. They never actually tell us for sure until it happens, but the Fed had told us on Wednesday that it's likely that we're going to see rate hikes coming early this spring, sometime in March. And like we've talked about before, that's the only way that you can control inflation. And inflation is unbelievable. It's at 40-year highs right now, and we've got to get that under control at some point. The only way that we really know how to do that is to increase interest rates from what they are right now, which is zero, which that's been pretty nice. You didn't really have to figure what your interest was going to cost you that much on when you were buying cattle or vehicles or about anything, because interest has been so cheap. But party's over. We're going to start increasing interest rates a little bit, and as soon as they increase the prime rate just a little bit, then all of your rates on shorter term stuff, of course, is going to go higher a lot quicker, and that's going to pull people back a little bit. And it's going to help fix inflation, but it's going to kill the economy. To what point it's going to kill the economy, we don't know. But this economy is kind of in tough straits right now anyway, because nobody wants to work, and we've got all this COVID stuff still going on, and it's been pretty tough. But anyway, we've got interest rates coming up, and it might be something that we not so much in the near term, but as we go forward the next few years, you're going to have to start taking into account what the cost of money is going to be when you start borrowing money to turn these cattle out or feed them or whatever you're going to do. But it's coming, guys, and you might as well get ready for it. Going to give you guys a little reprieve on the compromise bill talk on this particular visit, but I reserve the right to give you another big dose of it on our next visit or the one after, because we got the big NCBA convention coming up here next week in Houston, and that's going to be big talks, but it's going to be quite a deal. But we'll see what happens when we get there. But let's talk about your board, which was up significantly on your live cattle, and we've just about recouped on your nearbys on live cattle what we lost right after that cattle on feed report that was showing so many new placements coming on feed, although they were under 700 pounds, and what that's got to do with nearby fat cattle, I have no idea. But on Wednesday, February live cattle futures were up 95 cents to settle a day at 138.05. April up $1.80. That's significant, guys. Back up to 141.90, almost 142. You think, how are we going to get there? Well, we'll see here in the coming months. But your back months on live cattle, your furthest out was up 45 cents, and that was up on your furthest out, and that was the least that it was up. Coming back more nearby, it was up as much as $1.62. So big gains on live cattle on Wednesday. January feeder cattle were up just 17 cents at 158.72. Of course, you know, it's got to settle right in here with your cash index, and that's getting pretty close to what it is. March feeder cattle were up 95 cents at 160.80. You go on your back months, and they were up 92 cents to up $1.30. So we pretty much kind of forgotten about that cattle on feed report already, even though it just happened on Monday. We talked about that, how it was mostly just placements of light cattle because there's no other place to put them. There's no wheat or any other place to put them, so you had to put them into a feedlot, and a lot of them went into feedlots that that get questioned by Cattle on Feed Report, those that have over 1,000 head, and that's just the way it went. But we kind of recovered from most of that. Your fat cattle trade got a little more established on Wednesday. We established it a little bit on Tuesday, especially in Nebraska, but it continued on and pretty much steady. Your dress market, absolutely steady. We've been stuck on 218 here for quite a while, but Iowa had confirmed sales 3,900 head on Wednesday, all at 137. That was actually a buck higher because the few live sales that they had on Tuesday were at 136. Dress sales at 218. Nebraska 2,100 head after over 8,000 on Tuesday, and live sales 136 to largely 137, and dress sales at 218. Kansas had a big day on Wednesday at 7,700 head. That'll be their big day for the week, and their live sales from 136 to 138, but a lot 137, and a few dress sales in northern Kansas at 218. Texas had only 2,400 head confirmed. They just don't sell very many down here anymore, negotiated cash, but live sales at 137. Box beef cutout values, man, did they come off of their boom, because they were up every day significantly for 2 to 3 weeks there, and then the last couple of sessions been down, and on Wednesday down pretty hard. Choice cuts 289.46, so maybe they're not going to break $300 this round, but 289.46 down almost $3, down 292. Selects down 360 at 279.72. Your slaughter is picking back up. We had 118,000 harvested cattle on Wednesday for the second day in a row. We'd like to have 120, but 118 is not bad. For the week so far, up through Wednesday, 351,000. That's 6,000 more than last week, just 2,000 less than the same week a year ago. Talk about what else is going on. Get on dvauction.com and watch the Red Bluff bull sale, gelding and bull sale there out in California. I have not got to go to that before, but it's quite an event. And I want to go one of these years, and it sounds like such a good time. Everybody's having fun there. There's all kinds of events going on. It's like a carnival almost, but they've got stuff going on almost a whole week. But as we get here late in the week, they've got all kinds of sales here, and you need to pay attention to them, because there's some really good stock involved on these sales. You can watch it all on dvauction.com in cooperation with Western Video Markets. You know, they're way out there in California. Western Video Market has been a long-time partner of DV Auction. They've got people from Western Video Market in Cottonwood, California, going down to Red Bluff, and they go in there and do all the work to broadcast that sale. And there's events going on the whole last part of this week for sure. On Thursday, they've got their Western Video Market video sale starting at 11 o'clock Pacific. So that'll be later, up in the afternoon here in the middle part of the country. But on Thursday, Western Video Market's got a video sale. Got about 85 lots on there, and they've got all classes. They've got weaned calves. They've got some yearling feeder cattle. They've got some sheep on there, about 25 lots of bred stock on there. And with all the rain that they've had out on the West Coast, I would assume that bred stock will sell pretty well. But you need to go on there and watch that sale, Western Video Market, on dvauction.com, or you can go to wvmcattle.com and watch the same console. Then on Friday in the afternoon at 3:30 Pacific, they're going to have their stock dog sale. And that's quite a thing to watch too, because they've got some of the best stock dogs that you can buy, especially on the West Coast there. And they've got those for sale, and that'll be quite a sale. And then later in the evening on Friday at 7 o'clock, they got the gelding horse sale. And that's quite an event to watch too. And people are having a good time, hooping and hollering, having a big horse sale there, and there'll be some top quality horses there, and they'll bring big money, but there'll be some horses on there that are very desirable. If you guys are interested in watching that, viewing and bidding that sale, go on to dvauction.com. Then on Saturday, the main event, starting at 9:30 in the morning Pacific, that they're going to have their big bull sale. And they're going to have, it's a consignment sale, but it's Red Bluff. I mean, you got the same consigners coming there year after year after year. 350 bulls on offer. And there'll be some of the best genetics that you can find on the West Coast at the Red Bluff sale there. And it starts at 9:30 if you're running up into the afternoon there. But big doings at Red Bluff, and don't miss that sale. If you can't make it like me and you want to be part of the festivities, just mix yourself an adult beverage and tune on to dvauction.com. Get on to Red Bluff sale and enjoy the festivities that's going on there with the video cattle sale, the stock dog sale, the horse sale, and then the bull sale on Saturday. But don't miss that Red Bluff sale. Talk about your feeder cattle auctions, brought to you by Margin Tracks by Midcon. Real-time index on DV auction late in the day on Wednesday, sitting at 158.10, down a little bit more, but not terrible, down 37 cents. We saw that your index, which is a 7-day moving average, come off of those big prices that we saw last week due to that cattle on feed report. It was down big on Monday, but pretty much steady on Tuesday, then down just a pinch here on Wednesday. But talk about your big feeder cattle auctions on Wednesday. OKC West, El Reno, Oklahoma, about 11,000 head of cattle there for their 2-day sale. Feeder steers, $3 to $7 lower. Of course, they sold them pretty smoky there last week, but $3 to $7 lower on your feeder steers. Feeder heifers were mostly steady, but calves $5 to $8 higher, and there's nothing to eat. People are just looking on those back months, out fronts, because this market's on the upswing, guys. I know we're going through some rumble strips right here, and we're going through some downtrends, and we've got things juking and driving on your market, but we are in a semi-long-term upswing. We've got short numbers of market-ready cattle as far as the fat cattle go. We've got shorter numbers of feeder cattle because we have slaughtered so many of our beef cows over the last couple of years, and we've kept so many heifers back and put them on feed and ended up harvesting them. We're going to be short on cattle. We're on an upswing market here, and people are looking at that, looking on your back months of your feeder cattle and your fats, and calves are $5 to $8 higher. Talk about a stick out sale in El Reno at OKC West. 96 head, 751 pound steers, bring 168.50 in El Reno, Oklahoma. Winter Livestock, Dodge City, Kansas, 2,400 head there. Feeder steers were steady. Feeder heifers steady to $3 lower. Steer calves $6 to $8 higher, similar to what your calves sold like in El Reno. Heifer calves were kind of unevenly steady, but a good sale there at Dodge City at Winter Livestock. Bassett Livestock Auction in Bassett, Nebraska had a sale on Wednesday. Of course, it's premium quality cattle, premium market. 4,500 head there on offer. Their federal state market report called 5 weight steers and heifers from $8 to $10 higher. Are you kidding me? Ow! $8 to $10 higher on 5 weight calves. Heavier cattle sold from steady to $4 higher, so a good market all the way around in Bassett, Nebraska. Look at this automated market report from Cattle Market Central. Shows you all the cattle that went through the ring there on your feeder cattle. Best tested weights of steers. 342 head of 5-weight steer calves, averaged 557 at 199.68. Almost $2 a pound, weighing over 5.5 on all the steer calves that sold at Bassett on Wednesday. 816 head of 6-weight steer calves in Bassett, averaged 657 pounds at 181.03 on the weighted average price. And 890 head of 7-weight steer calves, Bassett, Nebraska, averaged 741 pounds with a weighted average price of 170.24. smoky sale there in Bassett, Nebraska. They had replacement heifers, several strings of replacement heifers. They kind of sort them up to suit the buyers there. The best stick out deal of replacement quality heifers. So we're 76 head, 690 pound heifers, bring 177 and a quarter, and that's steer price on replacement quality heifers right there. But the stick out deal that I saw on Wednesday, and it's one of the biggest stick outs that we've seen for a long time, the biggest stick out sale that we've seen so far this year for sure. But your National Beef Wire top quote of the day come from Bloomfield Livestock Market in Bloomfield, Iowa. You get the right people on the right kind of cattle, anything can happen. 135 head, 712 pound steers in Bloomfield, Iowa, bring $193. That's your feeder flash for Thursday.